I made a video the other day talking about how to increase your rizq, and then they asked me, they were like, but how do you increase your rizq? Because if rizq is written, then there's no way to increase it, because if it's already written, then I can't really increase it. And what I say to that is two things. The very first thing is, the second thing is actually an analogy, but the first thing is that if your rizq is written, who is it written by? First of all, understand, who is it written by? It's written by Allah. Is Allah limited? Allah is infinite. Allah is abundant. Allah is al-wasi'. Allah is al-kareem. He's so generous. Which means, let's just say you thought Allah wrote for you only that you're going to be making $1 million your whole lifetime. That's it. Overall, just $1 million, speaking of money, for example. That's not the reality. If you think it's just $1 million, it's way more than that, because Allah is the one that wrote that. So it's definitely a million times more, because Allah is the one that wrote it. So don't limit Allah. Just because your brain is limited, Allah is not limited. That's the first thing. The second thing, what is money? Because let's just talk about money, for example. Money is currency. Currency, it's a current. Current, where does it come from? What's a current? It's a river. And that's why in the Quran, Allah, whenever He talks about like the rivers, is very synonymous with rizq. Water and rizq are very synonymous. But if you look at a river, let's just say you go to a river, and you go to a river with a bucket, and then you take your water, and that's it. Or you take 5 buckets, take your water, and that's it. You're like, oh, I got my water right there. Think of it like that's just you going and getting the money. But what you're doing there is that you're limited, because the buckets are limited. So you are the one that's limiting yourself. What if you go into the river, instead of a bucket, you just go into it just like that? You fill yourself within it. You dive within it. You move within it. But not only that, you're giving from within it. And that's what I'm saying. To increase your rizq, first of all, don't limit yourself. Don't limit Allah. Go deep into it and understand that Allah's abundance is already here. The second thing is that the river is always moving. So if you're just going to be going with the bucket and then taking the water and that's it, now that's stagnant. It's not moving anymore. So what you do is that keep moving things. When you get rizq, give rizq. And that's why Allah says, give charity. The Prophet says, no money is lost in charity. Keep giving charity. The more that you give in charity, the more that your rizq is moving around, and the more that it moves around, the more that you receive. Why? Because now you're identified with the abundance. You understand there's an abundance everywhere. Allah's abundance is everywhere. So you're not just limiting yourself. Even if you, bunch of buckets, doesn't matter. If you took a bunch of buckets, it doesn't matter. Because the point is for you to go deep into it and to understand that Allah is al-Razzaq and Allah's rizq is always here. When you do it this way, trust me when I say, like, you'll never ever run out of rizq or money anymore.